One of the things that I've been doing for the last 20 years or so is to identify a book of the Bible and to study it with more depth and intensity for a particular time during the year. In the last few years, that job has gotten a little easier for me because the Good Book Club has identified a book of the Bible that we can all study together during a particular time of the year. In 2020, the Good Book Club is inviting us to read the Gospel of John and to read and study and wrestle with it and to listen to it and to hear from it. John's Gospel is a remarkable gospel. It begins with that marvelous prologue, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." And then it concludes after the resurrection stories with some remarkable stories of Jesus raised from the dead, appearing to his followers, speaking to them and teaching them. And at the end, it says, there are many more stories that I could have told, but were I to tell those stories, there would not be enough books in the whole world to contain them. That's the Gospel of John. It's a gospel that tells stories not found in some of the other ones. It's in John that Jesus changes water into wine at that wedding in Cana of Galilee. It's in John's gospel that Jesus meets this incredible Samaritan woman at a well, and she tells him her story, and he tells her his story, and both of their stories together create a new story. It's in John's gospel that we have those great I am sayings where Jesus says, I am the bread of life. I am the light of the world. I am the resurrection and the life. It's in John's gospel that Mary and Martha, sisters of Lazarus, are in great agony when their brother Lazarus has died. And Jesus comes and raises Lazarus from the dead. But maybe above all, it's in John's gospel that we get some of the most powerful and pregnant moments of Jesus teaching about love and the way of love. It's in John 3:16, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. It's at the Last Supper in John's Gospel from chapters 13 through 17 that Jesus washes the feet of his disciples and says, a new commandment I give you, that you love one another, that you treat each other just as I have treated you, washing your feet. It's in John's Gospel at that Last Supper that Jesus says, as the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now abide in my love. It's in John's Gospel after the crucifixion, after the resurrection, after all of the stories, that he finally turns to Simon Peter and says, Simon, son of John, do you love me? This is a remarkable gospel. It's a gospel that reflects deeply on the life, the meaning, and the teachings of Jesus. And it's a gospel that John says himself, I have written these things so that you might believe that Jesus really is the Son of God, and that by believing, you may have life in his name. I look forward to reading John's gospel with you. God love you. God bless you. And may this coming year, 2020, this Epiphany, celebrating the coming of the wise men, be the coming of new wisdom, new life, and new love as we read John's gospel together.